Hey fam, what is good? Welcome once again. My name is Cameron Cuba, and this is my space BeatLab, where I share with you my behind the scenes, my process. I break down some of my setups, and today is one of those bittersweet episodes where I need to share with you some of the things that are not so great about an experience or a product. In this case, we're going to be talking about this product that I bought about a couple of weeks ago. Basically, after buying this product, which is the Reloop Stand Hub Pro, I feel a little bit disappointed. So today I want to talk a little bit more about why, share with you my thoughts. So after the intro, let's get into the details. And yeah, I hope at least this video inform you if you want to purchase something like this or do some changes in your setup. So after the intro, let's get into it. And the idea with this stand is that you should have a more streamlined way to connect all your controllers, right? So I normally play, or I'm often playing more with this the Reloop Mixture Pro, which is my DJ controller of choice, because the simplicity of something so tiny like this. I've been doing a lot of tutorials talking about it, but also sharing a bit more of my combination setup with this other controller, which is the Denon LC6000, which is only a layer controller. It's not a media player. So the combination of having something so light like this, it was amazing for me. Like basically all I needed to do is to have these two controllers alongside with this other controller, this being the brain of the operation or slash audio interface, and these two allow me to do all the bit matching and will control the normal media player or a normal controller will do, right? I was struggling to power these two controllers via this hoop that was the original one that I bought originally, the one that I had from the very beginning. And then I had to carry on the power supply of these two, which means that I needed to carry on with the extension, with multiple inputs and stuff like that, which started to make my setup a little bit messy. And the idea was to have something simple. Simplicity was the key of me having this modular setup that I can just, have this or that or change for something else. I mean, I have a few ideas on my head, but in order for me to execute those ideas, I needed to have something flexible like this, which is fine. Now, where is the problem? I saw this advertisement, I saw this product, and I fell in love with the idea of having a stand that will double as a hub, as a USB-C slash USB hub. So, in theory, with this stand, you can connect a power supply in one of the ports, so you can power the whole thing. I accept up to 100 watts. That's what it says. So it can distribute the power for all of the other devices that it need to power, like these ones, and also my controller, my main brain, the mixture, alongside anything else that I want to connect. So I started to, thinking like, oh, perhaps I can add a third controller, another controller, which basically will allow me to control the effects on my software. That would be amazing. So that's what I did, and I started to have fun with that. It was really, really fun. But I start facing the first issue when I start playing with this, at least in the rehearsal period. So this thing started messing up my setup, and all of a sudden I was playing and everything fails. Like the connection fails between all the different devices, and you could see everything resetting in real time. It doesn't happen always, all the time, but when it happens, there's no way to fix it. Just I changed the cable a few times. I made sure that I pushed a cable that was capable to support 100 watts. I put in a specific anchor plug, which is 100 watt output, so that shouldn't be the issue. I put it with the power supply for this, just in case it's not enough power still. But that wasn't the case. I still was doing the reset and reset and reset in the middle of the thing. At some point, I started to get very frustrated, especially when I was before purchasing my Anker 100-watt plug. I had a MacBook One that I had from a previous MacBook Pro that I used to have, but this is 65 watt, so it should be more than enough. And in all the video recommendation, they said that you need to have a power plug that the minimum requirement is like 50 watt. So I was using a 65 watt. It should be fine, or 67. So that should be more than enough. But that wasn't working. So I bought an Anker that was 100. So it was even more, and it still wasn't working. At some point, I checked for updates on my iPad. I update the software, all of that, and it started working. And I was like super happy. There was like a really couple, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, me practicing, and everything was working absolutely amazing. But what happened? I had a gig in a little town outside of London called Chechan. It was a festival in the town, and a friend of mine, Lando Lavarra, which I am kind of having a coalition, a collaboration type of friendship or partnership or something like that. And I was DJing for him in his show, and then I had like a set where I would be able to play before and after his. I went to the place, we set up everything was working nicely, fantastic. I was so happy, a minimal setup. Actually, let me just bring it because it comes with this pouch, which is nice. So you only need to carry on this thing and put it in your equipment bag. And this is the actual stand. It's really nice. So if you look at it, you just you fall flat like this, super nicely. So it's really nice, really compact. So all you need to do is to start open it up, and then you adjust it however you like it, right? And you have all of the ports in this side and in this side. So you have a few USB-C, so one to power the hub, and then you have three more to connect different devices, and then you have one more to connect your computer. The one at the top is for the computer, the one at the bottom is to power the entire hub. Then you have an HDMI, also you have SD cards, two different sizes of SD card, you have two USB A, and you have Ethernet connection. That was fantastic, and I was really happy with that. And as you can see, it's very nice, very sturdy. You can rotate it like 360 degrees. So it has a lot of nice features, right? So I was really happy with that. I went, I set up everything, and happy days. I thought that I made it. So it's really nice setup, very nice and tidy. All my cables were connected like this. I just didn't want to have this mess, this dongle hanging around a little cable on my iPad. Long story short, 5 or 10 minutes before the actual show starts, when I'm supposed to go up and start playing music to start creating the ambience for the show, the problem came back. And I didn't know what to do. I made a mistake of not bringing this as a backup, which basically let me like with no other option. So I reset everything. I turned off and back on the iPad. I did everything I could to make this work, and it wasn't working. I even connect this to the power again. I ended up having to disconnect everything and connect one cable, one USB-C directly from my Mixer Pro to the iPad, and that's basically how I had to do the entire show. Yeah, very limited. I mean, still, it was okay because I had most of the basic controls with this Mixer Pro, but I have practice and I have everything in my head was counting on this controller slash another controller that I have, fourth controller that I have to control my effects as well. The bittersweet experience of having to cut the music, to disconnect everything, to reconnect the Mixer Pro directly to the iPad. That was quite messy, to be honest. I just wanted to share this with you because definitely I got in touch with the store. I bought this in Toman. It's the name of the store where I bought most of what I buy most of my supplies, my gear. Yeah, I got in touch with them because I want to send this back, man. I mean, I think that it's not worth it just because something is nice and neat to risk an entire gig, you know what I mean? And one of the things that a piece of gear has to be is reliable. Uh, Perhaps it's just my unit, perhaps it's just this unit, perhaps I could just get a replacement unit. But at this stage, I'm like, you know what? I'm happy to just play with this. I can literally put this, which is a basic U-green stand, very nice. You can also fold it like this. It's even smaller when you fold it. And I can lift it up like that, like this, and I have more flexibility for an iPad point of view. And I can even put it on top of my Reloop case, which basically gave me even a little bit more height so I can see my content nicer, right? So it's still a neat setup. The only thing that I'm thinking to do to have a similar type of situation like this one is perhaps attach some Velcro. Let me just connect this for the time being. Attach some Velcro in this part of my stand, so I can just attach this here, and it will have like a little bit more neat situation. So there is an alternative to do that. I haven't tried yet, but I'm thinking that that's what I'm gonna do, and still we have something nice and neat, and not this thing hanging around in the back. So it will be more like stable in one position. So I'm really digging this, and this is stable. The other important thing is that I tried this back home. I've been practicing with this old setup, which is the original one that I had before I bought this stand, and it's stable. It works. It's not as fancy as this one, but it works. That's what I want, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share with you my experience, just in case you are thinking to purchase this one. If you have a local store where you can buy it, and if it doesn't work, send it back, because at the moment I'm buying it from Thomann, and I think they're based on Germany. So it means that I need to send stuff from the UK to Germany, and that takes a while. This is my review. You know, in this channel I don't do reviews normally, but I just wanted to share this because I think it's important to know how things work. And a lot of my subscribers are basically very interested in this particular setup and how to improve it. And yes, the other thing that I bought was the case for the Reloop. Is this case that I have. Let me just put this to the side. Is the original Reloop case. This is actually really nice. So everything packed nicely inside here. And I can travel. I can put my controller inside. The controller goes like this. And here you have even a space to put your charger, your plug, some cables, and things like that. It has some feet to prevent this from moving. So it's very sturdy when you put it down on the table. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Thank you for watching. I'm getting ready for quite a few gigs that I have laid out next or this coming summer, which is exciting. I want to share with you in the next episode a few of the process of me creating my new catalog of remixes and originals for those gigs. So stay tuned. I hope you're okay wherever you are. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like this kind of content. Take care of yourself. See you on the next one. Bye.
Orun Kingdom Music.